Howdy and welcome. I'm Kirathegreat, and I'm just going to start today off by saying I had a smile on my face my entire playthrough of today's game. Not only is it chocked full of charm, it's incredibly fun, and it's a game that you don't want to miss out on, especially if you're packing a PS5. You know what I'm talking about, boys and girls. You guys packing PS5s? You should. And if you can't get one, you'll get one eventually, I promise. I promise you'll get one. This is my review of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Not face off, but Rift Apart. Okay, let's do this. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is absolutely gorgeous. I found myself stopping to look around everywhere I went. Literally, I would stop and say, whoa, that looks so good. Just out loud to myself. And, you know, when a game makes you do that, it's doing something right. Ratchet and Clank was just the right length for me. Of course, you could go and get all the little trinkets and collect all the guns and upgrade them. Yeah, that's all nice and fine. But if you just want a game with a really good story, then this is probably the right game for you. Speaking of gameplay, the guns in Ratchet and Clank are all amazingly fun. These are some of the most creative guns I've ever used in a game, and I loved every single one of them. The first gun starts out sort of lame, bland, boring. But after you upgrade it, it becomes a much more useful gun, and one that I often used in my, oh shit, I'm out of ammo type of scenarios. Also, one of my other favorites was the Glove of Doom, I think. You shoot out little robot minions and they attack all the bad guys around you, and I used it all the time, and that also got me out of a lot of, oh shit, moments. I really loved the speed type parts in this game. The snail speed runs were a ton of fun, the sliding on the rails was a lot of fun, and using the rocket skates was literally my favorite thing to do throughout the entire game. They had these segments where you did each one of them, but they were kind of choreographed, and it just made the game look that much more amazing. And though it's not a speedy type part, the dimension shifting always blew my mind. They used them for practically everything and always very creatively, which made the game just that much more interesting. And it always put a smile on my face. The music in this game was pretty low-key during most of it, but I really liked it. It sort of reminded me of Mass Effect. It had this synth type of beat and melody going on quietly in the background, and when you got into a huge firefight, it shifted into a more symphonic soundtrack. Which brings me to the voice acting. The voice actors just killed it. Between Dr. Nefarious being a blundering idiot,
put down the Dimensionator, Nefarious.
Put down the Dimensionator. Yeah, right. Today, you will see what losing feels like. Spoiler, it's exhausting.
to Ratchet and Clank's signature dialogue, to Rivet and Kit working out their differences. I really enjoyed listening to them all. It just felt like I was watching a movie, but with really cool gameplay. As far as things go that I did not like in this game, I wasn't personally a fan of the puzzle segments. It just slowed the game down to a crawl when everything was getting exciting. And I did enjoy the puzzles, but, you know, I wanted to see what happened next. You know, they're pumping up the story, and then they're like, oh, hey, let's just slow down everything. Let's just stop everything, and you got to solve this puzzle real quick. Oh, it's going to take you, you know, at least 5 to 10 minutes each. I'm not a big fan, though the puzzles were interesting. Overall, this game is close to perfect. It's about a 9.5 out of 10 for me. And the only other thing I think that could push it to that full 10 and its full potential is maybe some DLC with Rivet and Kit. Maybe they're planning the next game with that. I don't know. But I would really like to see more with those two characters as well as Ratchet and Clank. This game, literally, it had me at the edge of my seat the entire time. I highly, highly, highly recommend you buy this if you're kind of on the edge of it like I was. My friend Shane actually talked me into it, and honestly, I'm so glad I did because this was so much fun. And I think you guys would have a blast too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. But most important of all, leave a comment. Let's have a conversation. Have you played this game? What'd you think? Let me know. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today, but I will see you on the next review coming up pretty shortly. Bye!